Hey Isaac in Greece, what's up? In this video we'll be talking about how to do IR. So let's go. My name is Leonardo Gadelha. You guys can call me Leo or Leo, you can choose. I'm your NEC IR in consideration for Isaac in Greece, but I'm also TLIG attraction for the B2B processes here in Isaac in Brazil, more specifically in Isaac in ABC. Cool? So in this video, we'll be talking about IR and its definition, cooperation, the difference between corporations and suppliers, the definition about big four and middle players, routine for suppliers and corporations. So when we think about IR is also known as international relationships or international relations, you guys can choose. Within the reality of Isaac, IR is characterized as the creation and maintenance of a certain relationship between certain offices. It is important to understand that these interactions do not necessarily characterize cooperation between these LCs, as having good interaction with their suppliers is the basics of maintaining good IR. So, when we talk about IR, we have to understand that good interactions with other countries are fundamental not only to ensure results, but also to ensure a better global positioning. It is beyond being heard, but also influential in our relations with other countries. Because at the end of the day, no one likes people who only show up when they need something, and today's video is an introduction of how interact better so that our results are efficiently achieved. And more so, this video is about communication because it all comes down to it. Okay, so let's go. So when we talk about IR, we need to understand that there are two types of LCs we can consider, and these are cooperation LCs and suppliers. It is important to understand their difference because the interaction with each one varies by type. So suppliers will be supplier or supply, you can choose. Will be any office that meets the specific demands of your LC with quality, always quality, be it background or timeline, the timeline demand from approved or to realize, for example. And the basics for it to happen are process alignment, always EPs aligned, please. Visa validation, so never work with countries that are on our blacklist. And have the OG operation office, of course. And when we talk about cooperation is the relationship created between two specific offices with the common goals and objectives. These are established by the OG and IG VPs of these specific LCs, who by chat align all the points of interest and need of the term so that they can start working together. So the basics for it to happen are like the creation of an effective communication group between VPs and NCLs, ICX, and OJX in whatever means of communication you guys use, so WhatsApp or Telegram. The monthly tracking between VPs for results analysis and being always realistic about achieving goals and results. Cool. We can see that there's a large difference between suppliers and cooperations. So suppliers can turn into cooperations in a future term or just team up to amplify results. But when we think about cooperations, there's not only pre-planning of expected results, but also greater interaction between ICX and OGX VPs, as well as their TLs and members. And Big Four and middle players. So the Big Four are the four major nations that send EPs to our LCs. They represent a large part of the delivery in the country, so they should not be confused with middle players, which is other countries that also deliver good results, but not as well as the Big Four. They contribute with good results, but not so expressive, I mean. So it's noteworthy that each country has a relatively specific persona regarding EP backgrounds, so knowing how to work well which each specific type can help to optimize the process time. So knowing that we must match opportunities quickly so our process time is quick and effective, knowing which kind of EP comes from which kind of country helps a lot. So understand your big four and the middle players. And when we talk about routine, all communication should take into account their timeline of their offices so that there's sync and synergy regarding operations and teamwork. Maintaining good communication with the chosen LC is critical to avoid misalignment. So, as I said before, nobody likes anyone who comes to ask for things when they need them. IR is dialogue and empathy for results, and teamwork is crucial to achieving these. A good routine even takes into account the partner LC's time zone and yours. So, like, you guys meet halfway in there. So you're not only taking into account, okay, it's 3 p.m. in my country. It doesn't matter which time is like in India. So we must always take into account their time zone and their comfort, because at the end of the day, IR is also diplomacy. Cool. As well as routine communication to optimize communication, and because it can lead to a more fluid and efficient process time. And when we talk about the routine to a supplier, we must contact the supplier, we must align all of our processes, we must perform to ensure they approve it, we must align the code delivery and align the standards, and at the end of the day, code deliver. And for the cooperation, we must analyze the LC in question. We must contact their VP so you guys can set goals and strategies. We must perform by following goals. So if we combined our goals, we set a set number of approvals. So we must perform so we can get all these approvals in the least amount of time. We must track these results so we can plan the code delivery, track standards, and code deliver. Standards are everything, everything. So no matter if ICX or OGX, standards are everything. We must ensure complete experiences. Because again, we can see the difference between supply and cooperations LCs. Cooperation involves advanced planning and stronger interaction between offices, while well-aligned suppliers can also ensure consistent results. So at the end of the day, effective IR ensures not only results, but also more consistent and complete experiences that develop our EPs to be tomorrow's leaders, and that's exactly why we are all here. That's exactly what Isaac is about. So if you guys have any doubts, any questions, if you guys need help about regarding IR or consideration processes, you can come to me, you can call me, you can text me, and we will see along with Ray the best alternative for everything. Okay, so thank you, have a nice day or night, and never content with being good when you guys can be excellent. Okay, so I'm very excited to work with you guys, and let's go Isaac in Greece.